ministry with Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. This show is all about aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. Tune in weekly as we delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world. Discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. Don't miss Making Provisions for Ministries with Bishop Jerome Jones. It's time to take your ministry to new heights.
Well, greetings and welcome to Making Provision for Ministries. I'm Jerome Jones, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour, sharing with you about a business plan that doesn't require you to do any work, doesn't require you to do anything but one small transaction. So today's program is going to show you how to take $100 and turn it into thousands over 3 years, over 5 years, or over 7 years. You get to choose whichever term you want, but the same $100, I'm going to show you what many have known for years and have been doing. I'm going to show you now how you can also take a single $100 bill and turn that into possibly $35,000 plus dollars in 3 years, possibly $470,000 in 5 years, and possibly $1 million in 7 years, all with the same $100, no more. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to take you into my back office and show you my accounts that I have that are up and running while we're speaking. I'm going to show you what they paid me today, and I'm going to show you what they have paid me from the time that I started each one of these accounts. What you see me sharing with you is not rocket science, and it's what you can do no matter who you are. So let's go into this right now. I don't want to prolong the time. I have other videos out there that takes you through other aspects leading up to this, but today I want to start this session off by going right into my account. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you for just a moment because I really want to get this part in so that you'll see in real time three accounts for my own self that is running and paying me money every day. Now, if you want to get into something that is going to work while you sleep, that is going to work 7 days a week, and that will be working 365 days a year, and will also pay you an income 365 days out of the year, where every day you'll be able to look into your back office and see the income that has been added to your account. So if you're interested in something like this, stay tuned. Now, I don't want to hype it up and try to sell you something through the roof that you done heard before, and some of you already probably said, well, I done seen that before, I done heard that before. Let me assure you this, that if there's people that right now are losing thousands of dollars out of their 401ks, thousands of dollars off of their stock investments. Up to 10 trillion plus dollars was lost from the stock market in just the last couple of weeks. If those individuals could have the opportunity to do what I'm about to show you and never be at risk of losing their wealth, of losing their hard-earned money, they would have been so appreciative of this type of project. So I'm going to get right into it, and I'll talk while I'm into it. I don't want to formalize this. I just want to talk to you about it. I want to show it to you because so many people say, well, it sounds too good to be true. It probably is not true. Well, you know, there's a lot of things I've heard in life that sounded too good to be true that were true. So I'm going to take you directly into my back office. I'm going to show you that I have 3 accounts. And in every one of these accounts, I started them at different times. And they have different monies that they have paid me every day since I started this account. And I have 3 of them. Now, I could have as many as 80 of them. You know, people have said for years, let your money work for you instead of you working for your money all the time. And this is what people that have gotten financially solvent and successful, many of them have done so through this same process. And now you get a chance to see how it works. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to take a trip through my back office, and you'll get a chance to see what it is that we are talking about with this project. So here is my back office login. You can see my email is buyitfromyourself@gmail.com, and my password is here already encrypted. So I'm going to log into this real live active account. I just want to get right to the punchline here. So we're going to log in, and it's going to pull up some information that we will explain to you the process and how it works. But again, you're going to see 3 accounts that I'm going to show you. I started them all at different times, and they all have been earning money from the very first day that I started the account up until this current hour. Here are the information in my back office. You'll see this number, this over here is my wallet. And that's that number right there. That's my wallet. So if you want to send me some money, just copy that. This number right here starts with a capital C, 023-654-8433. And you can send me some money right now, and it'll go right into this wallet. See this side over here that says $3.19. That's all that I have left in this wallet. This is the wallet that I deposit money in, and the money is then taken from this wallet to activate whatever contract that I choose. Now, let me tell you this. I'll explain all of the process, but I just want to show you the evidence first. The overview total stake balance in my account is $121,672.70. That's this number right here. So let's talk about how that number got there, because that's not money that I had to put up. That's not money that I had to start digging into my savings or in it or whatever and supply. This money if we break it down, we'll see right here. It says there's a total DeFi hybrid contracts is the number is 3. So we have 3 contracts, and each contract there is a loan given to the contract from the bank. And the 36 months, these contracts are either 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. The 3-year contract, the bank will loan $30,240. The 5 and 7 year contract, the bank will loan $43,200 per contract. I have 3 of them. So the bank loaned these contracts a total of $116,640. That's all of the bank's money. So the bank is supplying me with the startup capital in these smart contracts. I want you to follow me so far, right? So far, we have these smart contracts called DeFi hybrid contract. The banks supply these contracts with startup capital. So you don't have to come out of your pocket with startup capital. And I am able to use the bank's money to earn passive income. And I do that without me having to do any work at all. I don't have to manage it. I don't have to have nothing to do with it except log into my office here and see the increase in my account every day. So these 3 contracts so far has earned me this figure right here where it says profit from staking. They have earned me a total of 5,000. That's this figure right here, $32.70. So I have $5,032. That's my money. That's real money, and it is locked into an account. It cannot be touched until the term of the contract is over. So whenever the term of the contract ends, was it 3 years, then I'm able to pull the 3-year contract money out. When the 5-year contract ends, I'll be able to pull out all of the 5-year contractual money. So this is called locked assets. And this 5,000 here, you say, well, where does this come from? Well, the bank supplied me with this amount of money for loans, and this money is compounded every day. And the compounding interest is what is provided, is what gives us the profits. And from the compounded interest, I have received $5,032.70 from these 3 contracts. Now, the bank is getting paid, but not only is the bank's getting paid, but you might say, well, you just said the bank loaned you this money, and that's what it says right here, loan. So the bank did make the loan to this contract, but now my role as an account holder and your role would be to activate the contract. The bank cannot activate this contract. They need a live person, a real human being. They need that real human being to activate these contracts. So to activate a contract, there is a one-time non-refundable fee of $100. And you could activate up to 80 contracts, but you cannot have but one account. So I took $100 on December the 28th and activated a contract. So let me go and show you. Well, before I do that, let me just tell you right here, show you this. This figure right here is what I was paid today. I was paid $142.96 from all three contracts combined. Last week, I made $650.75. That was the last 7 days or the last whole week. The last whole month, I made $2,864.49. Now, this is doing absolutely nothing. Once I activated the contract, there is nothing for me to do. There's no sales, there's no purchases, I don't have to recruit anybody. I don't have to literally do nothing else for the duration of the contractual term. And when the term of the contract expires, the money is dispersed to the four other parties that have a stake in this project. Okay, the money is then dispersed. The insurance people are getting paid for the 3-year contract. They're making $210 a month. For the 5-year contract, they're making $300 a month. So for the 5-year contract, they're getting $18,000, and that's a good deal. The bank is getting paid healthily as well. If the money would just sit in their banks, they'll get paid of 1.5% to 2%. But if going through this project, the bank makes 6.75% annual interest. Plus, they got a guaranteed loan because the insurance company guarantees the loan. Now, that is one of the most important parts of this whole process, because the insurance company guarantees the loan, and you don't have to pay the insurance company, and you don't have to pay the loan back. So if the worst case happens and it was a total failure, you are not exposed financially at all. That is a powerful position to be in, especially with something that operates on the blockchain in the financial industry. It's the most safest and secured financial transaction platform in the world. So let me show you this in a little bigger numbers, that in case some might have had a problem seeing it. But you can look right here, and I've got $5,032.70 in my account. It is the overview profits, and this is the key word here, locked. That means no one can touch it. I can't withdraw it until the term of the contract is over. It's just like getting a certificate of deposit. You pay a certain amount of money and you keep that certificate because it matures at a certain date and time, and that's when you can get the yielding from it and end up with more than you paid for the certificate. Well, it's no different. People buy U.S. bonds. Well, that bond matures sometime 20 and 30 years, 40 years. That bond matures and it yields an X amount of dollars back to the person that purchased that bond. Well, you can't spend it before it matures. You can't add nothing to it or take anything from it. That's the exact thing that we're sharing with you here now. And it's nothing new. It's been around since money's been here. But what is different in the sense that we're talking about the cryptocurrency that is becoming the universal currency of the world. And so there's a lot of money being transacted with Bitcoins and other precious coins as well. So now I've made $5,032 so far. When did I start these contracts? When did I start them? Well, let's go down, stroll down a little bit, and we're going to go to, let's see, where are we going to go? Active staking right here. I think this is going to show us that I have 3 contracts, and here we are with the breakdown of them. Again, you can see that the bank loaned me this amount right here, $116,640. That is the total loan for the accounts, okay, for the contracts. You can see over here that my total, the total stake balance right here is $121,672. So the bank loaned me 116,000, and that 116,000 were started compounding on the first day, and the interest that was paid from the compounding of this $116 is where this $5,032 had come from. This was the leftover from paying the insurance company, from paying the Cryptex for managing the project, and the bank getting their annual interest as well. So I end up with, so far, $5,032. Today is this figure right here. They paid $142.96. Now let's look at these and break these contracts down. When we break the contract down, here is the active stake balance D536. That's a 3-year contract. Well, the bank gave $30,240. That's the loan. And that count now has grown to $32,472.34. That's what it has grown to. This account, you'll see when I started it in a moment, but just keep that in mind. The profits that I have made from this account up to this point is $2,232.34. Today, it paid me $26.72. That's what I made today from this 3-year contract. Let's look at the 5-year. This is the active stake balance D560. That's 5 years. The bank loaned me for these 2 contracts, supplied it with $86,400. It has grown to $89,200.36. That's what this balance is as of right now. So let's see how we break that down. Up to this point, we can see the profit for these 2 5-year contracts is $2,800.36. Today, these 2 contracts paid me $116.24. Now, let's look a little bit further into these contracts. Let's look at the 36-month contract. That's this one at the bottom right here. We see that it is active. We see the start date is December the 28th, 2024. The ending date is December the 27th, 2027. The profit that it has made me as of today is $2,232.34, and it paid me today another $26.72. Now, that's the profit that was made since December the 28th of last year to today. That's not bad for a 3-year deal, and I've already got $2,200, and I'm not working, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching my account grow every day. But now let's look at the first 5-year contract that I opened. You'll see that's this one right here. Cryptex Hybrid DeFi 60. And if we look here, we started this account in March the 22nd, 2025. That's the start date. The ending date is March the 21st, 2030. Up to since March the 22nd, this account has earned me $2,449.31. Today, this account earned me $59.70. Now let's look at the second 5-year contract. You'll see it right here. This 5-year contract, and it was started just a few days ago, April the 27th, 2025. That's the start date of the latest 5-year contract. This 5-year contract will end April the 26th, 2030. So since the 27th, this contract has paid me $351.05. Today, it paid me $56.54. So all 3 of these contracts are paying out monies every day to me without me having to do absolutely nothing. Let's look at some of the charts to be able to see this more clearly. I think I can pull it up here. Yes. So this shows us that the fees for all 3 contracts are for these, for the insurance for the 5-year contract. We see is $300 plus the $30 is for the Cryptex. So that's a total of $330. It's already paid out. You see here it says there's no outstanding balances. You never have to pay any bills whatsoever. Net profit, and the reason it's net profit because they've already paid these bills out of these profits, and these profits are left over for the account holder. Running at a 5.67% profit to loan ratio, which is good. The remaining days is 1,784 days. You can see that it started when the term is 1,824 days. So this is a very young account. All of them are. You can see the last 15 days of the profit, 19.19%, 0.17, 0.14, again 0.19, 0.15, 0.12, 0.19, 0.17, 0.16, 0.19, 0.15, 0.18, and 0.13. Those are the last 15 days of the profits that come from the compounding interest and is paid directly into my account every single day. Now, I don't know about you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I just wanted us to go in there and I want you to see that. But I don't know what else to tell you. This will be proven to be the best $100 you've ever turned loose. And those are my personal 3 accounts. When I show them to you again, they're going to be higher than that. If I show them to you tomorrow, there'll be another $150 to $200 added to my profits. And every day this is going to happen. Now, let me tell you what the 3-year contract is going to will yield after it's after the term is complete. The 3-year contract will turn up 65,000 and some dollars. That's what it's going to produce. And then that $65,000 has got to be dispersed. $30,240 of it is going back to the bank. The insurance company has already been paid out of the profits. The Cryptex, the management, has already been paid $30 a month. The bank has also received annual interest of 6.75%. And now the only person left is the account holder, which is me, and I receive $35,000+ from that 3-year contract that only cost me $100 for the entire 3 years. They call these smart contracts. Guys, I could go deep into this, but that's the bottom line. You've got to make a decision whether or not you want to risk $100 over 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. Now, I'm going to tell you, I spend more than that on Coca-Cola over 3 years. Now, you know you don't have to wait 3 years. If you like Coca-Cola like I do, you'll spend more than $100 in a lot less than 3 years. And it's not going to do nothing for me like this. You'll spend that in junk food, chips, and sodas and whatever, juices. You'll spend that and not even bat an eye at it. But this $100, you could turn it into whatever financial ambition you have. That's the 3-year contract. Now, $35,000 is not a lot of money. I can spend that in the bat of an eye. It's not a whole lot of money. I mean, it helps. It helps to have an influx of $35,000 at one time. That does help. But that's not going to cause you to retire. That's not going to cause you to quit your job. That's not going to cause you to live the quality of life that you perhaps desire to live. So there's a 5-year term. And all it is compounding your money. That's all that's happening here. There's no deep, dark secret. No, they're just doing what banks have been doing for years. They're making money off of your money that's sitting in the bank, because they're taking your money in the bank and they're investing that money into different projects and things. And they're giving you right now a 0.05%. And they're keeping the lion's share of it and constantly increasing their financial portfolio. They've been doing it for years. It's nothing new. But here you have an opportunity to be brought into the equation, and you don't have to risk your life savings. You don't have to risk your retirement monies. You don't have to risk your Social Security. You don't have to risk your pension and funds. You don't have to risk your insurance policy, that accumulated cash fund. You don't even have to dig into none of your existing monies. There are no monthly payments. All you're going to do is what I've done. That's all you're going to do. Now, what do you want to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now financially? What's the forecast of your financial future? Is it worth exploring for a chance of a lifetime? Is it worth it? I think so. I think so, because I got 3 accounts already, and Lord's willing, and we're going to get another one. I'm going to continue to get these accounts going so that every period of time I have an influx of income, because we have a vision. We have a ministerial vision that requires hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is opportunity to see that without me having to get into the trenches and try to earn it and commit all of my time and trying to work the business, and I don't have to do nothing, neither do you. Now, what about the 5-year contract? The 3-year contract will yield us a net profit of about $35,000 plus dollars. What about the 5-year contract? That $100, if you choose a 5-year term, and I seriously recommend you to choose a 5-year term. That 5-year term for that activation fee of $100, when the 5-year is up, the compounding interest would be $514,000. All you gotta do is do the numbers. Because the interest rate is 0.1% to 0.3%. That's the average that it compounds daily. Any of you in the financial industry, any mathematic engineers and professors, just do the math on $43,200 and do the math on $30,240, and you'll come up with the numbers that I just quoted here. You don't have to take somebody's word for it. You just do the math. Math is just math. So now that 5-year contract has produced $514,000, but it's time to disperse it. Remember, the insurance company has already been paid, so they're not owed nothing. The banks has already gotten the annual interest of 6.75%, but they are due the loan amount that they started this contract with of $43,200. So that $43,200 is subtracted from the $514,000. Cryptex has already been paid $30 every month for managing this project. So they don't have to be paid. So the rest of the money belongs to, guess who? The account holder, which is myself, which will be $471,000 as soon as the anniversary date of this contract expires. And that's all from $100. Now, if you're listening to me, you're watching me, I'm telling you, this is worth your due diligence. This is worth it. Because now, for maybe the first time in your life, when someone says you don't have to do anything, once you activate this one transaction, you don't have to do anything. For the first time in your life hearing that, I can tell you, if it haven't been true before, it is absolute true now. I do absolutely nothing but log into my back office and see how much money did the money earn me today. If the Lord's willing, tomorrow I will do the same thing. And I'm saying to you, anyone can do this. Now, anyone. Now, you probably say, well, I don't know nothing about that. Well, I have a service. If you want to hire me, I can't just be open and pro bono and stuff like that. I can't do that. I'm much too busy. But I will, for a very small fee, be the coach, be your coach, and guide you through every process. And let me tell you what it'll take to get you set up. If I was to start setting you up now, if you just get on the phone with me and let me talk you through every phase of it, we could set you up in about 30 minutes and you're done. You don't have nothing else to do. The contracts are always the same price. And once you establish it, it is locked just like you would do a CD, certificate of deposit. And when it matures, the money is dispersed. That's the basic simplicity of this. You don't have to try to figure out what stocks are going up, what stocks are coming down. You don't have to figure out where the market is going. You don't have to add no more money. You don't have to come out of your pocket for no expenses. You don't have to worry about if the stock market crash. You are protected. Now, I like being in that position. And I like sharing that with people because so many people have lost their life earnings because the stock market went down instead of up. So many people lost thousands and had their 401ks wiped out. It's happening right now. You work for years and years. And one person that I know closely lost $180,000 in a few hours. You can't do that here. The most you could lose, let's say 3 years. Let's say you say a 5-year program. Let's say you select a 5-year program. The most it will cost you is $100. So if the most it will cost you is $100, that means the most you could ever be at a risk of is $100. Now, $100 over 5 years is $20 a year. That's $20 a year. $20 that you are going to make a decision and you're going to put that $20 to work for you. And over the 5 years, that $20 coupled with $20 every year for 5 years is going to return back to you over $450,000, $60,000, $70,000 without you having to do any work. Now, people say, well, no, I can't do that. Not just the $100 by itself, but the $100 just activate a contract that the bank gives you $43,200 to start with. Just think about it. You start earning money the first day without having to put up any of your savings, any of your monies as the capital to start earning from. So that's the 5-year plan. There's a 7-year plan, and it could bring you upward to $1 million for the same $100 activation fee and letting that $43,200 that the bank gives and the insurance company guarantees it, so there's no risk for you, and letting it compound every day and pour money into your account every day. And it will amass a lot of income upward to $1 million over 7 years with you not having to do a single thing. Now, I can't say it more plainly than that. I told you that I'm not worried about trying to hype it, because whether you do this or not, it's not going to affect me. Okay, I'm already in. I got my accounts going. And every day I can log in and bring you on board and show you my accounts are steadily increasing. The other thing about this that I want you to know, that this is money that you could see transactions on the blockchain. You may not know much about the blockchain, but it is not a small thing. The blockchain is humongous, and it is the safest and more secured financial platform in the world. No matter what country you're in, you can do this from all over the world. And you don't need to know, you're going to be anonymous. Nobody knows it. And guess what? You don't have to pay no taxes on it. You don't have to pay one single dime taxes on it. There's no capital gains tax. The government, in fact, don't even know this money is there, can't even see it. That's how secure the blockchain is. Now, if you got it, like I have my account, I could go on the blockchain and see my transactions on the blockchain. But no one, should I lose my credentials, if I lose my credentials, can't nobody touch that money. It'll just sit there and sit there. Can't nobody touch it. There is no forgot your password and now you get another one. No, you have to keep your credentials, put them in a safe place, get a backup so that in the event that something happened, you got a backup plan, and make sure that you're not going to have an account and then not have a backup plan to get in your account and receive that is rightfully yours. Now, I said this because sometimes people say, well, I don't know about that because I'm not familiar with Bitcoins. I'm not familiar with cryptocurrency. I'm not familiar with, well, I have a service. If you want to hire me to do it, and one of the things about hiring a service to do it, if you know the people, fine. If you don't know them, there's checks and balances. You can't put nothing over on anybody because the accounts has to be opened with your wallet and your email. You don't need nothing but an email address. Don't even need your other information, but it must come from your wallet that you have with Cryptex. So there's no way that anyone that's working on your behalf, there's no way that they can open an account on your behalf and you not be the sole and principal owner of that account. They don't have to have, they got to have your email, but they got to have an account with Cryptex. And one of the things that Cryptex does, they say each member can only have one account. You can have up to 80 contracts, but only one account. So if by me having this account, I have 3 contracts activated, I cannot open another account. Because why would you do that? If you try to open another account, you're going to lose all of your assets. And why would you open another account when all you got to do is get another contract? You don't need another account. But there have always been people, no matter what you get into, that won't follow the rules. They try to bend the rules and break them and game the system and all that kind of stuff. No, man, you can get 80 accounts and one account can bring you $1 million. So it's unnecessary. If your wife join, she has to join under you. If your children join, your family members, they have to join under you. You can't put other people in other people's, on other people's account. You just can't. Every member has to have their own email and their own Cryptex wallet from which they will operate. Cryptex will operate that wallet to activate those contracts on the behalf of the owner of that wallet. So if I don't even like talking about the fact that you don't try to get more than one account. What the world would somebody that has this kind of opportunity can get 80 accounts and every one of those accounts can bring them up to $1 million over 7 years. They can get 80 of them. Why would we dare run the risk of losing all your assets because you violated the terms of the project? So I hope that we don't have any minds like that. Well, I'm going to get ready to close out. I've shown you my account. I've shown you that, like I said, it's not going to affect me whether a person do this or not. I'm all in. And like I said, I am so attracted to this because of the security that it is and the reduced risk that it provides. You know, if I stood to lose my life savings or a pension plan if I had one, or my insurance policy fund if I had one, if I stood to lose all that, I might be a little bit more skeptical about that, you know. But no matter who you are, whether you're rich or not, it only costs you $100 over 3 years, only $100 over 5 years, and only $100 over 7 years. But it will bring you approximately $35,000 over 3 years, $471,000 over 5 years, and upwards to $1 million over 7 years for that $100. That is one dynamic way of how you can turn $100 into thousands. But the choice is yours. I'm Bishop Jerome Jones, saying to viewers here and around the world, if you go with God, I know that God will surely go with you. And until the very next time, you do not by all means have yourself a Jesus-filled day. Thank you, and God bless.
Thanks for tuning in to Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. Join us every week as we discuss aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. This is your opportunity to delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world, and discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. So until next time, God bless from your friends at Making Provisions for Ministries with host Bishop Jerome Jones.